Hi guys, welcome back to another juicy tutorial from this styles world. Stay tuned to know how I created this look. First, I'm going to be cleansing her face as usual. Next, I'm going to be applying contact lens into her eyes. So the trick to fixing contact lens on the eyes is just make sure she's looking down and at the opposite direction where there's enough white space, because you're going to be fixing on the white space of the eyes first before you move it to the black part of the eyes. Afterwards, I'm going to be hydrating her face using my Bicham hydrating spray. Next, I'm going to be moisturizing her face using my Embryolisse moisturizer. Remember, emphasis always under the eyes, because to me that's the driest part of the face. So you want to make sure you apply enough moisturizer to that area. Next, I'm going to be using my smoothing primer from Silver Mark. I'm going to be applying that everywhere on the face except the under eyes. Next, I'm going to be using my grip primer from Mismetics and ELF. I'm also going to be applying that everywhere on the face. I'm going to be using my classic mattifying oil control primer on areas that I know she tends to produce a lot of oil. That's the T-zone areas. And lastly, for prep, I moisturize her lips. For foundation, I'm using the NARS foundation and Silver Mark foundation. When I combined the two, I noticed that it was giving a bright neutral color and I'm looking for a warm color instead. So I applied the dark contour from Omari Code contour stick, and that was too dark for the face, but it was matching with the neck and I didn't want that. So I decided to mix it with a little bit of red in my lip palette, but I don't know, the color it was giving, so I decided to just add more of the Silver Mark, and I think that balanced everything out. So I blended out the foundation using my damp beauty blender in a very soft patting or dabbing pattern. Now I'm applying my blush to the apples of her cheek. For blush, I used my Omari Gold blush. Now I'm going to be highlighting under her eyes, her nose, her forehead, her cupid's bow and her chin using my Juvia's Place and Beauty by ED concealer. To blend out the under eye, you want to make sure you always start around the edge, and I use that concealer to kind of lift her face, exactly what I'm doing here. So I just use this very precise beauty blender to help me lift the face. My beauty blender is from Alabama Beauty. When you're blending, you want to make sure you're not adding a lot of pressure, just light taps. For contour, I'm going to be using my Omari Code contour stick, and I'm just going to be using that to contour her face and her nose. I applied a brightening concealer under the eye just so that it can give this pop to the eyes. Now I'm blending out that concealer I put under her eyes. So when you want to set, you want to make sure that you already have your setting powder very close to you, so that as soon as you're done blending the under eyes, you go straight in with your setting powder to set the face, so to avoid any creases. I'm going to be applying the setting powder to every other place that we highlighted using the concealer, just so we set it properly. I don't want to waste what's left. Next, I'm going to be applying her powder shade all over her face just to lock in that foundation. Make sure you apply also under the chin, just so it doesn't look like your client is wearing a mask. For contour, I'm going to be using Meet the Browns. That's the Annie's eyeshadow palette to contour her face, also for her nose as well. You want to make sure for the nose you're using a fluffy brush so that it doesn't create harsh lines. Next, I'm going to be applying my blush. I'm using Cheek Orgasm from the Annie's Beauty palette as well. To lock all that powder in, I'm going to be spraying her face using my Kiss Beauty setting spray. Now I'm going to be taming her brows, and I will allow that to dry. While that is drying, I'm going to be doing my reverse contour and baking under the eyes for any eyeshadow fallout. For eyeshadow, I'm going to be starting off with a white base from Bicham Cosmetics, and then I go in with a brown eyeshadow from the Annie's Beauty Meet the Brown eyeshadow palette, and I'm just going to be darkening the outer corner as well as the inner corner, leaving the eyelid. So I'm just going to be going over that process over and over again. I'm using a bright color for my lid. I'm using eyeshadow palette in Twilight from Annie's Beauty. Using the nude color there to just apply on my lid. And now I'm smoking my under eye and I'm lifting it up using my beauty blender and my powder. Now I'm just lining the under eye using my Tehila gel liner. And to just add a little pop to the eyes, I'm going to be applying glitters on that point and also on the lids. I'm lining the top part as well, and then now I'm moving to eyebrows. I'm just going to allow you enjoy my brow process. I already have a detailed brow tutorial on my page. Please do well to check it out.
Turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon. Turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go.
Now I'm going to be highlighting the face using my loose highlighter from Elsa's Beauty. And finally, I'm going to be spraying and locking my face in with my Jula setting spray. That's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and share to your friends. Bye.